My Threads feed is very feminist, and I haven't even really taken the time to shape my algorithm by liking a bunch of stuff. I just came across this from this person called F Patriarchy, and they put this quote: I wish men spent at least as much time criticizing men who harass women as they do criticizing women for the ways they respond to it. Okay, I like that quote. I just wanted to start off with this. I have a few threads to get through because I was just seeing a bunch of things back to back to back. So let's get through a few things. So, of course, she has men in her feelings because of this. So, this person says misandry is real. Of course, he has to censor himself too. Misandry is real. And you having suffered in the past doesn't mean that you get to run around and spew hatred towards men as a whole without being criticized. Did no one teach you people that two wrongs don't make a right, or an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind? Or did those happy, hippie, feel good messages go out the window when it came time for you to self regulate your behavior and treatment of others? How about before demanding allyship from others, you people give it first? Because as a gay man, I'm really effing tired of being expected to answer for or correct all the misdeeds of straight men and a vast majority of men as a whole, when I'm just met with abject sexism and hatred from the very same people that expect and demand my help and support. Until you toxic women can criticize the bad actors on your side of the gender gap without calling each other pick me's, how about you shut the F up about men? And somebody just says, wow. And then to that, he responds, here, maybe you'll like it better if I ask you the question that women love asking men. What are you doing to help change the sexist behaviors and ideas of your friends and the other women in your life? And Jess just says, another male who thinks women reacting to misogyny somehow oppresses them. Misogyny is a systemic issue. Until you educate yourself, you'll continue to get the same responses from women. And then the same guy says, if the only response that women can ever make when confronting with their own bigotry is educate yourself, then they will never get any social progress. Keep making excuses for yourself and then wondering why nothing ever changes. And remember, this was the original quote that that man went on a diatribe about. All the quote says, I wish men spent at least as much time criticizing men who harass women, as they do criticizing women for the ways they respond to it. And that man went on a whole diatribe. He had some big feelings to get out. Now, this content creator, Eight-Legged Horror Hamsters, had a post that made me come to this post. She said, my last post made me realize how much men really hate women. So, of course, I had to go to the last post. And her last post says, the way men turn on women once they realize you won't sleep with them is honestly terrifying. And it does seem that once they figure out that they can't do you, they discard you or they can talk to you any type of way. The content creator Barrett Powell says gay men are exactly the same way. Kevin Lawrence says also the way they turn on women when you do sleep with them. And that's true too, because like once you give it up, then they could discard you as well because they've conquered you. And it's like, how dare you be conquered, but then also how dare you not be conquered? The wild one says, I was talking to with a guy friend and his roommate. On the third interaction, he finds out that I'm married and to a woman, and he literally refused to make eye contact or engage in conversation with me any further. Helena says it's because they have nothing else to offer besides sex, like conversation, no hobbies. It's like when I read the nightmare dating profiles that I have a whole playlist for, it's all about sex, sex, sex. They're getting their peen wet. It's terrible. The wild one says it was so bizarre to disappear right in front of someone so transactional. Undomesticated goddess says a loser in a supermarket hit on me a few weeks ago. I looked at him with the disdain his crude and clumsy attempt deserved and walked off like I always do. He yelled after me that he wouldn't want to F me anyway and called me a sourpuss of all things. If someone ever came up with a pill that turns a woman 100% lesbian, that person would instantly become the richest person on this damn planet. I'd buy a bucket myself and take it all just to make sure it takes. This person, Ivy, says, I would buy that pill in a second. Hildick Bryan is wondering, is it really turning on you as much as losing interest or discontinuing the pursuit? If they are interested in you romantically and you're not, they don't want to just be friends because they don't want to be friends. They don't see you as human enough to be friends with you. He says that's not turning on you, it's removing themselves from an uncomfortable situation for them. Because why can't they be friends with us? Why do they have to see women in general as something as of a conquest, especially when they like degrade women who actually have more than one partner ever in their life? Wildcard says, when we say turning on us, we don't mean a change of attitude. We mean the fact that he was calling me so beautiful and amazing before I said no, and then an ugly, obese B word with saggy tits after I said no. The personality switch is crazy when you say no to them. They show you what they really think of you, and it's never pretty. That's what we mean. When men say, oh, okay, have a good day, and then walk away, that's the perfect reaction. All right, now we have a post from Ribera Bonbon. She says, a man on the train just interrupted me with my headphones in, laptop open, doing my homework for an MFA program so that he could have a conversation with me. I was polite but not engaging, and he continued until he asked how old I am, to which I responded, I'm 30. He then goes, gross, and finally ended the conversation. Keep in mind what we just said about that other post where when a woman is not effable, then they turn on you. And I guess 30 is the non-effable limit for this particular man. She continues with, scratch that. He's now asked me what my MFA program is. And when I said that I'm getting my degree in creative writing, he went on to say, wow, that sounds pretty useless. Thanks, random guy on the train. I really value your opinion. And to that I say, yes, keep that attitude. Don't worry about being validated by random men or even non-random men. Like don't wait for their head pats, their atta girls and all of that. No. Leave that in the past because that might shape how you behave and how you move throughout life. Stop seeking or worrying about their validation. Matter of fact, if you get too many head pats or too many compliments, you're probably doing something wrong. It's a Nicole World says, Dear white man, and I can't believe I have to say this, but please do not say hey chocolate to a black woman or on a dating app or in real life. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. She's absolutely right. You can just say hello. You don't have to say hello and then add some food to it. You don't have to do that. You can say her name. You can say hi. You don't have to do the caramel. You don't have to do the Puerto Rican pecan. You don't have to do all of that. You don't have to fetishize us with food or any other woman with any other food. Sankash below says, lots of black women like that. Not me, but others. I say if they do, then they're probably a good match for each other. The lady at the bottom says, I'm so sorry you have been called that. By the way, I hate whataboutism, but try being called stinky curry eater, sand N-word, and non-bread, which is just bread, laughing my butt off. Being a woman of color comes with layers of horrible language being used to address us. It really does. She's right. This person's it's a Nicole World says it really does. We have it rough. People have no idea. TZ says, I get non bread even if it's redundant. Saying stinky curry eater or saying N word sounds like, hey, ugly. This person at the bottom, W. Still Lodge, says, I married a black woman 12 years ago. I still haven't said this. Good for you. Let's give you a high five. High five. This is funny. This person says, number one, yikes to the dudes that say that. Number two, the correct response is sup mayonnaise and not vanilla because that would be taken too nicely. Sup mayonnaise. Yes, call them mayonnaise or mayo sapien or something like that. That should do it. All right. So these were some good threads that I came across, and most of these were back to back to back. Let me know what you think. What does your threads timeline look like? What does your algorithm say about you? Mine is clearly very feminist. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I've talked about Operation FemFreeze before, but we need to talk about it again because December is coming up on us really quickly. And keep in mind, we said for December 1st through January 1st. And if you want to, you can extend this starting with Black Friday if you chose. But Operation FemFreeze, reclaiming our worth, defining our spaces, this December through January 1st. Women across the country will participate in a month long protest against spaces and practices that commodify them. Operation FemFreeze calls for women to withdraw from the following areas, and I am going to get out of the way of the PDF. So if you want to take a picture, take a screenshot of it, you can. Here is the screenshot for Operation FemFreeze and our objectives. Now, to make it bigger, bars and nightclubs. These venues often rely on women to attract more patrons with promotions like Ladies' Night to draw men in. This marketing treats women as part of the experience for male patrons and reinforces objectifying dynamics. You are on the menu. You are free to get in, so men can pluck you up right along with a drink. You know, they are really commodifying women. So please avoid these spaces. Dating apps. It's tough out there anyway. These dating apps are terrible. It is male dominated, and these males are not even showing their best. So get off of them. Many dating apps depend on female users to attract men, often with algorithms that commodify interactions. Participants are encouraged to delete their profiles as apps use inactive accounts to attract male users. So do what you can to scrub your account before you deactivate. But regardless, get off the dating apps. Holiday consumer spending. To counter disproportionate spending expectations, women will cut back on excessive holiday purchases. Research shows women spend up to 30% more on household needs than men. So, this step promotes financial resilience, especially for Black and Brown owned spaces. But if you want to send your money to Black and Brown women, other women of color, please do so, especially for the holiday seasons. There are small businesses that could use your money. So take it away from the big corporations and send it to small businesses. This is a good one. Social media platforms. Women will disengage from male centered digital media, including red pill, manosphere content, and male centered pick me narratives. This also means avoiding interactions with trolls or negative commenters. Block people. Get off of the Twitter. Go ahead and deactivate. I finally deactivated and went over to Blue Sky. Go ahead and do that. It's much cleaner over there. Earning below our worth. Women business owners are encouraged to raise their prices, addressing the chronic undervaluation of female labor, fostering economic independence. And stop doing stuff for free. No more unpaid labor. Stop volunteering unless you're volunteering for another woman, for women and girls, or something like that. Stop doing stuff for free. Just stop it. All right, join the conversation. I gave you a screenshot of the PDF. Let me know what you think about all of this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.